Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. My name is Malina Yi Montesam, or Mali Montesam. I'm your Assistant Director for the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Thank you very much for attending. We're going to go through a little bit of the hotel occupancy tax and how we use this funding to support local organizations or anybody that is bringing an event or generating hotel room nights in Brownsville. A little bit about us as a CVB. What do we do? CVB is the acronym for Convention and Visitors Bureau. We are the destination marketing organization for the city of Brownsville, which means, in a summary, we provide, we are the representative of the city outside of the city. So we sell the city to conventions, meetings, event productions, travel agencies, travel operators, everything related to tourism. And we generate sales through for our hotels, and that generates an impact through hotel tax. Okay. Besides that, we are the main tourism promotion destination organization, which is basically we have every single organization, attraction, event, everything that happens within our city, advertise national and international wise. The legal requirements for use of hot funds. Are you all familiar with hot funds on how they work? A little bit?
I understand how they work.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Well, there's it's a two-part test, which is very important on how we use the hotel occupancy tax. The first one is you have to promote directly the tourism in the hotel convention industry, which is the hotels and convention centers, which is the Brownsville Event Center, the hotel rooms, conference rooms that we have at the hotels. And the second requirement is that you need to fall under the 9 categories based under the Texas Tax Code, Chapter 351, which we'll go over it in a few seconds. Now, if you fail to meet these 2 criteria, the request or the application may result in being ineligible, okay, for funding. So the eligible categories for hot funds. The first one is convention centers or visitor centers, everything that is related to the construction, the improvement, the administrative. So it's basically running the CVB or any other convention center. The convention registration, which is the expenses directly supporting a convention in the city. Advertising, promotion, and tourism marketing. The promotion of the arts. Historical restoration, sporting events out of a non-regular season, enhancement of sporting attractions. This means a sporting facility. Now this one is very catered to certain municipalities. We do not fall under on that specific category, but we do support sporting events through the number 6, which is the marketing and promotion of all of the sporting events. Transportation systems for tourists, which is if you have a convention, you need to transport your attendees. So transportation qualifies, which is shuttles or any charter buses. Okay. And signage for tourism promotion. So signage is when your attendees are already here, you need to direct them to your location. So one of those specifically, it's our billboard that is on the expressway. That is one of them that falls under signage. That's why you see all of the events that are funded through hot funds put up on the billboard, and events that are not being supported with hot funds, but they do bring in tourism, outside tourism. They're posted there since there are events happening in the city. So that works as a signage option. Everything else related to signage, like A-frames, yard signs, all of those, they still qualify as signage. Now, I'm going to point out two eligible categories for hot funds, which is promotion of the arts and historical restoration. They have a 15% cap, which means out of the total amount that we receive for hot funds, only 15% can be used towards these two criteria. There's a 15% cap, and this is based on the tax code. Okay? How do we support the hot process? This is mostly what we do for our users or local entities, organizers, promoters, agencies that want to do the use of this funding. So the first one, we do the education and outreach, which is we do the annual workshops, just like these. The application management, we oversee the application process for the city of Brownsville. The CVB does the application and receives the application of all of the organizations that are wanting this funding. The committee coordination, which is our finance department, city manager's office, CVB, and communications and marketing, and the city commission liaison. So we serve as the city commission liaison, which means we have to present to commission every single application that is coming through with the amount that is required. Obviously, we do this every year, and we do this presentation as a recommendation for commission based on y'all's application. Our timeline for hot funds starts pretty early. It never stops. It's throughout the year. In March, we do the review of applications, which is if there's anything that we need to adjust based on legislation, we have to do that. So we review it beginning of the year, but by March, it's finalized, the application. In April, we do the opening and closure dates for the application. This May and June, it's been open for a couple of weeks now, 2 to 3 weeks, the application, and that's the timeline that we have between May and June. That's when you have the opportunity to apply for hot funds. In July, we start with the budgeting process with our city commission, and that's when we go and present the workshop. This same workshop, we do it with city commission, as we have new incoming commissioners or mayor, and we will be doing that in July. Then at the end of July, early August, we provide the recommendations based on the applications to the commission. Okay. So there's a couple of key application requirements. This is very important when you do your application to have them in mind. You must demonstrate how your project or event promotes overnight stays. And that is part of the application process. You have to give us proof on the impact of your event or your organization. You have to demonstrate why you need this funding. You need to include the itemized budget showing hot eligible expenses, which we've mentioned before, there is a criteria. For those, you need to provide the marketing plan that you have for the event or the organization and how you will be using the funding. You need to provide proof of hotel room blocks or how you are supporting the hotel convention industry. And you need to provide a sustainability plan, which is also part of how we can see how you're going to continue with this event or your corporation, organization, with the support from hot funds. So the CVB is your liaison if you're trying to do the room blocks. We go through the hotels, we do the RFPs, which is the request for proposals. If you have already a plan, if you have your event, you just send us that information, we work it out for you, and we send you the quotes of the rooms that are available. We haven't had any concerns or issues before. We do have a great relationship with our hotels, and they're always happy to welcome any additional guests besides what they have in their contracts already. Now we're going to get into the application overview. And we have the applications, I'm sure if you have one. So this is a current application that we have online. It's available online. And you are gonna take that one. For example, we do recommend if you have not done your application, you can do like a draft written, and then you can submit your application. It's always a recommendation. If you mess up, doesn't matter. You can resubmit it again. You can submit as many applications as you want, but please try to just do one. So we can consider only that one. The application overview, we're gonna start off with the first question is, describe your organization. That is the first question that we need for anybody that's applying for hot funds. Why is your organization requiring the hot funding? We need to know why you're requesting the funding. Number 3, please explain how your organization, program, event, or activity directly promotes tourism and the convention industry. Number 4, what is the expected attendance for the project or event? Number 5, how many hotel room blocks have you generated for this event or project? And if you do not reserve any room blocks, what other information can you share that your event directly promotes tourism? Number 6, provide a schedule of activities, events that is happening throughout the funded project, funding organization. Number 7, describe in detail how your organization will use hot funds as stated on the items above. Mostly if you're doing an activity or a project, an event, we need for you all to list the amount of funding, how you're going to be using that funding, where is that funding going to, how it's going to be used. It's either in amount or percentage. Number 8, how many years have you held this event or project? If more than 1 year, please specify the attendance and annual growth for the event. What methods or documents do you use to track or quantify visitor data? Number 10, does your organization purchase advertising to promote your organization's activities in a manner that it will result in generating overnight stays? Number 11, describe the percentage of the requested funding that will be used exclusively for advertising and marketing. This is exclusive for advertising and marketing. We need an amount or a percentage on how much of the funding that you're requesting will be used towards the advertising. Number 12, please provide samples of the planned advertising for this fiscal year. If it's not available yet, you can provide any previous advertising plans from previous events. So the planned advertising is radio ads, graphics, posters, everything that you have out there for your event or project in what you've done before or what you're planning on doing. But we do need to see that any way or another. Okay. Number 13, does your organization actively engage in social media? If so, if you can list your social media accounts, what new marketing initiatives will you utilize to promote the hotel convention industry? What geographic areas do you advertise and what is the promotion reach? So all of these details, it's mostly for us to see what is your reach of the event, where are you advertising? There is a recommendation of doing the 50 plus miles radius out of the city. Just to consider that, because if you're coming in from Harlingen, most likely you're not going to be getting a room to stay. So that is why we need to know where are you marketing your event or organization. Number 16, have you established partnership with other organizations, governmental entities, or businesses that result in an increase of your advertising and project? Number 17, please list other organizations, government entities, and grants that have offered support to your project. So we want to know if you've gone through any other process of receiving funding for your organization or event. And number 18, do you anticipate generating a net profit from the event or project. Yes, so I'll tell you one that is very current, and these are two new organizations that have never been funded through hot funds, but they've been doing their events for over 15 years. One of those is Q7 Sports. Q7 Sports do soccer tournaments, and they have always been doing it in McAllen. And they bring over 300 rooms, which is 250 teams. That's what they are bringing in this year to Brownsville. So I'm not going to say that we stole them from McAllen, but we did. No, they saw the greatest effort for the Brownsville Sports Park and everything that we have. And that promotion got to them. So they have been generating close to 400 rooms throughout the year. And their tournament brings outside tourism in national and international. So there's teams coming in from San Luis Potosí, Ciudad de Mexico, Monterrey. Mostly Monterrey is one of the biggest markets that they have. And we know the market in Monterrey is very specific to sports because they're huge soccer fans, and they love Brownsville. So they decided to have it here in Brownsville, and they have been completely successful. They do have their tournament coming up in July, starting on July 10th, and they're one of the most recent ones that we know for sure generates and secures the tourism, outside tourism. That is one of the biggest ones, I would say, and that is based on an event. I'm going to give you two examples for event and attractions. And the attractions will be in general for the Gladys Porter Zoo. So the Gladys Porter Zoo has an outstanding marketing plan to market the zoo. And we receive over 500,000 visitors throughout the year at the zoo. So their plan of advertising and the marketing campaigns that they do, the events that are supported through hot funds have been impactful either in hotel room blocks. They have, I don't know, there's a couple of numbers in my head right now with the zoo, but they are one of the attractions that receives hot funds for marketing. And yeah, those are two examples of success regarding hot funds, and that's just two of many. But yes, these are three important reminders that we always tell our organizations and attractions. The funding is not guaranteed annually. Each cycle is very competitive. As you've heard, we do have new events coming in. We do have a couple of organizations that have been funded the previous years, and we've gotten great new organizations coming in and generating that impact in our community through this funding. So it is not guaranteed, but every application is considered. The second reminder will be that non-compliance with reporting or eligible use may affect future funding. So this is just a reminder for anybody that has been applied before to hot funds. There is a process for the reporting. You have to report on a quarterly basis if you are getting annual funding, or if you are doing an event, which is a one-time funding, you have up to 2 months to complete your reporting after the event. If you fail to do that, it may affect future funding, but that is based on our policies and to consider, for you all to consider in the reporting process. Projects must be open to the public, and they need to market outside of Brownsville in the 50-mile radius. As mentioned, it is highly encouraged that you do that market outside of the 50 miles. And the applicant usually gives you or gives us like contracts that they have with radio, TV, their advertising contracts. That is proof that you are doing your marketing, the graphics as well. Usually all of the companies that you're doing the marketing with give you a report of the impact and the how your marketing campaign is doing. So that is considered within the marketing plan, which is the data. Where is your advertising going? So the agencies or whoever's going to be managing the advertising, if it's, I'm just saying, NBC, CNN, all of those chains provide you with the data after your campaign is finalized. And they give you how many views you had, what was the traffic, so they give you all of those numbers.
We can do it ourselves, right?
If you have access to your social media, yes, you can get those reports quarterly, monthly, weekly. Okay, so our application is online. It's on our website. It's through visitbtx.com. You can share, you can scan it right now. The deadline to apply is June 23rd for this year. If you have any questions, concerns, anything that you are looking for regarding the application, if you have any upcoming questions that maybe some will come out tomorrow, you can always give us a call, send us an email, text us, and we'll be happy to respond to anything for the application. The application is open for anybody that is looking for this funding. If it's a for-profit, nonprofit, any other organization, event promoters as well, anybody can apply. All of the applications are considered. And as mentioned in our timeline, we do go to City Commission for the recommendations and workshop in July. Okay? So you have until Monday, June 23rd at 11:59 p.m. The application closes. Thank you for coming today. We are at your service. The CVB is available from Monday to Friday from 8 to 5. We only close during lunch. And on Saturdays, we open from 9 to 12. Whatever you need, we do have our information right over here. Our exciting team. Myself, Mr. Manny Chacon, he's our interim director for the CVB, Eva, Evelyn, and Mario, and our wonderful team at the front desk tourism specialist, Ms. Rita and Martin. They're not here. Martin is not here. Our phone numbers, email, social media, website, and we do have our business cards right over here on the side that you can take with you. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions during this process, and we'll be happy to support you.